2, 1, yeah, we ready right now. It's about time. I know it's about time. It's about time.
What is up? What is up, everybody, to another edition of the Command Time podcast on the Fans First Sports Network, live on YouTube and on Twitter. It is your boy DT. We got Caleb. Caleb probably should be coming in a couple minutes, but yo, Caleb, we got a new cat today, man. We got a new cat. We got a new guy on the show.
Tommy got people in here today.
No. This is Cash, one of the bros on Twitter. You can follow DMV Cash out. Cash, what's going on, man?
Good, man. I'm feeling all right, bro. Feeling all right.
Most definitely. Look, you guys follow each other on Twitter. He's one of the bright minds in the Washington Commander community. Host spaces with Glenn and many others on Twitter. But let's go ahead and get started on the show, man. We got to bring you in, you know what I'm saying? Some of the things we do on the channel and stuff. So I'm going to ask you, obviously, for some people that don't know who you is, just talk about your background a little bit, how you grew up as a diehard Commanders fan.
Yeah, man. So like most of my family's kind of split. It's either Redskins fan. I'm gonna say Redskins a lot because that's kind of how I was raised. Like, it's a lot of old school fans, a lot of Smash Mouth football. Every Sunday was just kind of like in front of like a TV screen. You know what I mean? Like it was nothing else going on. Like no wedding, no funeral, no nothing. Like you just always watching football. So that's kind of where my love started. And then once I got older, I was able to like afford my own tickets to go to my own games and kind of like understand football at a deeper level. I didn't really play much in high school. It was more of I enjoyed watching the sport. Like I just enjoyed like other people at like the highest level playing something that they love to do, man. And yeah, bro, over the years I just started gaining knowledge from a lot of older people that was here that know more than I do, bro. So yeah, bro.
Most definitely. You can see a couple of comments got Delonte up here trolling, you know what I'm saying? Big Simple. Follow his YouTube page as well. One of the good content creators. But we guys we're coming off a L. Let's be very real. Washington Commanders lost to the Baltimore Ravens 30-23 on Sunday. I think that game, it could have went a lot of ways, but let's go ahead with our initial observation from that game. Let's start with you, Cass, since you're new to the show. What are your thoughts about the game after the past couple of days that went by?
Great teams find ways to win, and that's what the Ravens did. Even after the turnover, their defense stepped up, forced you to take 3, and then they come back down the field and put up 7 on you, right? So now everything you had in terms of momentum, all it just immediately flipped. That's what great teams do. I think our defense continued to play poorly versus teams that can efficiently move the ball. I think the pass rush didn't help you. Corners obviously continued miscues in the back end. I think the offense still looked good, but I think third down was not anywhere close to where we need to be. It was like 4 of 12 on third down. That's awful for a team that's number 1 in the NFL in long and short yardage on third down and fourth down conversion rate. You're just not going to beat good teams doing that, man. So I think there's some things that we can continue to build off of. I think Jaden continued to look well. He looked good. He didn't turn the ball over, which I had predicted on Deuce's podcast that he was going to. I'm like, bro, he's going to end up turning one over, and he didn't. So I think that's continuing to grow for him. But my last point on that, I don't think we'll see another quarterback like Lamar for the rest of the year, unless we make the playoffs. I think that it was a good early season test, and now you understand where your defense matches up versus an offense that can put up as many points as you can.
Caleb, what are your initial thoughts after a couple of days watching over the all 22 in the game?
We can compete with anyone. We'll give it a bye. We can compete with anyone. It's a loss. I mean, they didn't get blown out. I think that's what matters. They stay competitive. So uh, a lot of people thought, oh, this could be a high scoring game. Some people thought, oh, they could get embarrassed, or Jaden could come back down to earth. But he continues to impress week in and week out. The defense is the defense at this point. They don't have the horses to fix their issues right now, and it's going to be a problem longer, like for the whole season. I'm gonna be real; it's going to be a problem. They just need to add to the defensive room. Like they just need more talent. It's not good enough. You need an edge rusher. You need a corner, maybe another corner. Maybe you may want another edge rusher. You just need blue chip players on this team. That's just what they need to add to the room. The third down perspective, it's pretty bad. But when they 4 of 12 is pretty bad. When you force this to be one dimensional, you know what else can you do? Like we averaged 2.9 yards per carry rushing. B-Rob wasn't playing. Well, look who decided to join. Don't put up the W now. You stop being late, okay? Kayla, all right? And I saw your Avi. You got caught. Nasty
Yeah,
ass
the Avi is
the Avi nasty. You
Filthy.
see why I don't do Avi bets, but I learned my lesson from
Me-
that.
I learned. I learned
Taylor,
my lesson, Caleb. I learned my lesson. I'm
But
Yeah,
good.
listen,
I've learned bad too.
but listen,
I'm good.
You ain't seen no more Abbeys after this.
when you force this team to be one dimensional, that just shows you how good Jaden is. This boy Carrion,
Yeah.
he's literally the best person on the team right now. I'm keeping a buck with you. Keeping a buck. It's him, it's Jaden, it's Terry, John Allen out for the season, and you could probably say Sam Cosmi. Like those are our top 3 players right now. It's all offense. The offense is the best part of this football team, and they're going to continue to keep us in games. So it's hard to win games when you're one dimensional, and Jaden has shown that he can keep us in the game, which is very impressive for a rookie against that Ravens defense. We average less yards per play than the Ravens too. We average like 5.4 yards per play. The Ravens average 7.4. So just alone, we were missing some elements to just the offense with B-Rob. And if you also, y'all should go check out the QB School dude. He broke down Dana's game against the Ravens. Just Cliff called he called a good game, to be honest. I think he called a good game. Some of the plays that he ran was very new, very innovative, especially the fake screen, and he made it into a total screen with De'Ami Brown. That's very innovative. He was cooking it up in some instances. And that's why people talk about, oh, is Cliff going to collapse middle of the season? I'm starting to believe it was more Kyler than Cliff a little bit. I think Jaden has different facets to his game as far as the cerebralness, the work ethic.
It's there 4 o'clock in the morning, like that.
Yeah,
Those vets don't even do that probably.
The work ethic. He has no physical limitations to the position. If you want to talk about his weight, he's been protecting himself so far. He's been sliding. Even though he did take a big hit on that end zone play where they tried to do a QB dive or QB power to the right side.
He got cracked.
Yeah, that stuff like that is what I don't typically like, per se. And if you, again, I need to check out the QB School dude. He talked about that hit. So yeah, these are the hits I don't like. And if you really pay attention to that play, he could have threw a touchdown. It was on the right side of that field. It was open.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday.
But I'm starting to feel this is a good marriage between Jaden and Cliff. They are creating mismatches on the defense, and Jaden recognizes certain mismatches, and Cliff does too. And sometimes quarterbacks elevate the offense. They just do. Great players elevate the scheme.
Okay.
This team can compete with anybody. That's why I said I don't fear nobody on the rest of my schedule. Are we going to lose some? Yeah, for sure. We're going to lose more games. Will there be more games than last year? No. But they can compete with anybody. And they've shown the teams that are inferior to them, they beat them the fuck up. they do. They've shown that. Whereas in the past, we get the win, but you could tell this ain't right. But we just ignore it because we're winning. But yeah, man. I mean, they can compete with anybody. They can compete with anybody. This team, I feel like in the playoffs, they can surprise some people. Now the defense is going to be the back. It's going to be a hindrance for them to go further. That's the only thing that's going to probably kill a fucking look at this. So, and Jaden understands that. So, Taylor, can you please get the W out of the camera? You're always late. Don't do that now.
Man, stop doing
wanted me to switch it to the app.
She gonna lift.
I
She
was
gonna
doing
lift
it
it
on
up.
Safari.
BT.
I was doing it on Safari. It says update to the app, so I got the app now. So
Right.
So Kayla, let's hear your initial thoughts a couple of days after the Baltimore game. What are some things that you love, you liked, and what are some things that we still need to improve on? Most obviously, probably on the defensive end, unless you've seen something offensively we still need to work on.
yeah, so I do want to start to sprinkle in Benson not on his back half of the season, just a little bit in the pass game,
Oh yeah,
and also just I think we could have ran a little bit better, even though we did run okay. It could have been a little bit better at times throughout the game. Um, and then on defense, obviously, Juice was a liability pretty much all game, except for that one. But he still was a liability the whole game. That doesn't excuse him for how he played the rest of the game. Um, they could have had more pressure. They did have a few coverage sacks, and it was mainly in the first half of the game. In the second half, they played a little bit softer, but they did contain. They contained Derrick Henry for the most part until the most like the second half, but they did lose Durance Armstrong and Allen for that second half as well. So that may have been another reason why things kind of broke down in the second half. But that first half pretty much was annihilated by Zay Flowers. Um, he pretty much and Andrews had a solid game as well. He's been pretty much had a down season. This week he kind of caught up. I thought likely would have been a problem, but Andrews caught us. We haven't played a solid tight end room so far this season. That's what I said going into this game may be a problem. So him, those two tight ends, and pretty much Zay Flowers pretty much was eating us alive all game. And then Derrick Henry closed it out at the end, which he does well against most other teams.
Okay. So I think we all share the same sentiments. You know, we knew based on where Baltimore at, where Washington at. Obviously, Baltimore is competing for a Super Bowl, while the Commanders currently right now, based on the results, they're competing to win the NFC East. Jada Daniels has changed the trajectory of this team, and push come to shove, like this team is with him, they are a contender. Now it's all about building around him, especially defensively, in a conference that has the 49ers, the Lions, and
The
the whole
Buccaneers.
the Buccaneers as well. So um, the game itself, once we saw like the second half, I kind of felt like, especially with the defensive line injuries, that the running game was going to take its course against us. Um, it just, we don't have the Joes right now. Some of the Joes in certain spots are missing, especially within the secondary. We know St. Juice had a pretty bad game. A lot of other guys as well. So It's going to be like this when you play teams like Baltimore. But the one thing we can say in the past we played with a team like Baltimore is really
Y'all got
embarrassing.
blown out. They would have given up after that first quarter.
But the simple fact that once they scored their first touchdown of the game, immediately Jada scored right after that. You see the competitive nature that this team shows, even against a guy like Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. And quite frankly, they were pissed that they lost the game. They were pissed that they lost the game to Baltimore, not only because of regional, but because that's a team that they felt like they could have beat. That's the type of mindset you need to have every single Sunday. And you see the Dan Quinn effect on this team. You see it spread around the defense. You see it spread on the offense. So, um, we're going to take this on the chin, but not a big fan of moral victories and stuff. But I'll definitely take a moral victory. Playing a team like Baltimore Ravens, going in their house and losing by 7, not by 17 or 20, like the Ravens fans were saying. And quite frankly,
Or
I
42
understand the whole
17. 42-17. That's what I
yeah,
got.
42. Yeah, like that was ridiculous. And like we keep hearing about the record about them 15-2 against a rookie quarterback. Hey man, Jaden didn't look like no rookie. Quite frankly, he did not look like a rookie. And if there were certain things going this way, quite frankly, the game probably would have been a little bit closer than 7 points.
Like a couple of drops that it was in big games like this. We need to catch passes. The key is he has to catch that. Noah Brown, he had to catch that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you guys this, because we already seen it across the NFL so far. We've seen the Devontae Adams trade. We've seen the Amari Cooper trade. Both of those wide receivers are now headed to new locations. Um, do you think this team is going to be buyers during the trade deadline? Yes.
They should be. They should be buyers, but I don't think we will be because I mean you don't take it from me, take it from your GM. Your GM said I'm going to build through the draft and I'm going to supplement through free agency. Right now, supplement doesn't mean splash. That means a piece here, a piece there. He's going to build the superstars and build them up through the draft. That I'm not going to say it'd be completely out of character, but that's not exactly the timeline that he had going for him. Right now, the timeline could have changed if they feel like they have a legitimate contender and they want to go compete for a championship now and bring it back to the city. Cool. That's not what they've been saying though since March, right? They've been saying this is going to take time. It's a process. We haven't had our hands on this thing for very long. I'd love a T. Higgins or Hassan Reddick or just some top J.C. Horn. I think there was rumors going around him being available. I just don't see it. I think your GM values his draft picks too much. I'm like, I don't think y'all understand. Like he built numerous all pros over there in San Fran in rounds 3 through 7 and rounds 4 through 7. Like that's where his bread and butter comes from. It doesn't normally come from 1 through 3 because he's never been in this position. He's never had his hands on rounds 1 through 3. So um I'm not gonna make the same mistake, right? I think I was just talking with another guy about this. I had my hopes up for Brandon Ayuk. I wanted Brandon Ayuk all day, every day. My GM taught me otherwise, right? That was a very clear indication to me. Okay, I see what your objective is. Your objective is to build young talent, build them up, and compete for year after year after year. Not just go all in like the Rams and go to bring us one Super Bowl, and then you probably gonna suck for the next couple of years, right? I don't think that's the objective. I don't see them making any big time move. If anything, I see them doing what they did today, signing a veteran in Carl Davis, sign a cornerback. You sign a dude here, you sign a dude there. It's just hole fillers. They're not everyday starters. They're just dudes who can play football at a decent level. And then you sign a dude who hasn't played since 2022. Like if they working out dudes like that, what makes you think they're going to get T Higgins? Like it doesn't fit the timeline of what they're doing, which I'm starting to slowly understand that. It's not about the fans. It's about what do they want to do with your team. And I'm at the point now, it's either you trust them or you don't. Either you want them, if you want to go all in for a championship, go get T. Higgins, go get J.C. Horn, go call Marshawn Lattimore, go see what they want to do. Cool, but don't be surprised then if you suck and you don't have as much cap as you do for the next 2 or 3 years. You going off of that Super Bowl. What have the Rams done since then? That's what I ask people. People are like, "Oh, it's so hard to win championships." They trying to be like the Chiefs. I'm trying to be like the 49ers. I'm trying to year after year after year. I know I'm going to the playoffs. The question now is just where am I going to end up at, right? Because that's what we heard about the older teams, right? Like the Skins from the 80s and the 90s. It was never about are we getting to the playoffs. It was about how many playoff games are we going to win once we get there. That's the kind of, that's what AP and them are trying to do, going and making splash moves in the middle of a season just because you're 4-2. And let's be honest, we've played a pretty weak schedule, right? Like Cincinnati's not the full team that we thought. Um, Arizona's terrible. The New York Giants are they're the New York Giants. We expect to beat the New York Giants. In my mind, you played two teams that are contenders within their conferences. You played the Ravens and you played Tampa Bay. You've given up 30 or more to both of them, and you lost to both of them because of your defense. I don't think this team is in a position to push for anything more than winning the division because their defense is just awful. So I don't see them making any moves, even though they should be buyers.
Those are good points. I can't excuse me. I can't debate with. Can't really. I agree. I mean, should they be buyers? Yes, but these fans gonna get so upset at it. They gonna get mad.
They're
And
gonna
I'm
hate
laugh.
AP. They're gonna hate him.
I'm
Gonna
low
hate him.
key. Yeah, I see a tweet. Dude said, "Oh, we didn't flip Jahan for Amari Cooper. Oh, I'm done, bro. Amari Cooper is the same. He's older than Terry. Y'all just want players at this point. Y'all just want players.
Any name they see, they gotta have it.
Now,
Mike
however,
Williams, they want Mike Williams. They what I saw Commanders fans said, let's bring up Marquise Valdez Scantling. I was done after I heard that.
anyway, yeah. That's
Any name they just want to bring
that's
in.
disgusting. Now there is a player I do want. There is a player I do want in the trade deadline. I will take J.C. Horn. For a second, no. That third round pick from the Eagles, yeah, I'll take that. I take that. I give him that third round pick. But I'm pretty sure AP gonna be calling. He's a very proactive GM. It's one thing that I love about that guy. Very proactive. He put Cole Turner and Ridgewell on the block, seeing if he could get something for them. At least try to get something and not just sit there and get nothing for them. We got a third out of Jahan. And we're probably gonna use that third round pick for a player that feel like he's gonna contribute to the team. Where Adam Peters is gonna build through the draft. He's already said that. I don't see why people don't comprehend that, and they just wanna just speak into existence something that's not going to happen. He's not making a trade like a big name trade. He's not doing that. Will he do that throughout his tenure here? He probably will, most likely will. When he sees the teams at a certain point and there's that one piece that's like, yeah, let's get this guy. Now this may hinder us in the cap a little bit, but that's what you trust your financial people for. So the window is opening up for this Commanders team. They found a quarterback, which is the most important piece. He's the foundation right now. We got a player in Sam Cosmi. He extended him. He'll extend players that deserve to be extended. He will do that for sure. He sees the fruits of your labor. He will let you stay on this team. And if not, he's gonna find some type of compensation for you instead of just letting you sit out to dry. You're not getting nothing for him. You get him in free agency, but. He's not gonna make no trade, man. He's not doing it. Relax. Be patient. He's going to.
Yes,
Bro. Okay. See,
Bro, see, people like Jake about to be set up for failure.
so
like
me,
he's not
He's not making a move.
Hold on. He literally said what he's going to do. build through the draft, supplement free agency. How many picks do we have in the top 100, DT?
4,
I believe it's 4.
No, last year, not this year. Last year,
6 or
It
7.
was
six.
six
We
or
have
7.
4. We have 4 now.
Yeah,
How many draft picks did we have last year? 8.
a lot.
You know how many we have now?
10.
Do y'all
Hey,
not?
I will
Do
tell
y'all
you this,
not get
Caleb.
it? Like he's building through the draft. I don't
Caleb,
know.
I will tell you this, right? And Trell put up a big point. If they go in there and beat the dog crap out of Carolina,
I was
like I'm
just about to
talking
say that.
like if they go in there and curb stomp them, and it's really clear that hey, look, you've contended with both top teams, and it's clear as day that you're definitely that you clearly can take care of business when it comes to bad teams. They might go sign a player, right? Because agendas do change, and if it's clear that we can dominate any team that is not a top team, they may. I don't
But
know if anyone in that front office
but
expected you to be 5-2.
but my thing is this, and I don't disagree with you. My thing is this though. When it comes to playoff time and you facing the premier offense, I can't trust this defense to go on a deep playoff run. I just can't. There's certain players that I like, but I can't trust them for them to have a sustained success in making a deep playoff run because of the talent on defense. We need talent on defense. We have 10 draft picks that he's going to invest in the defense, draft free agency wise. Yeah, if we're 5-2, yes. We're 4-2 now. We'll get to the game later.
Let me hear from Kayla. I got something that's going to be very fun for y'all.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Kayla.
so for me, with that situation, I do think it won't be a big splash, especially if we beat the Panthers. I do think J.C. Horn may be a name that may swirl around. And another thing, this week we've heard that we heard they said that he had a meeting with AP. Like Dan Quinn had a meeting with AP. So I don't think that was about nothing. So I think they're gonna do something. What? It's not gonna probably be a big splash, but I do think they're gonna put something on that defense. And I do think, and then I think that player was just like they didn't even add him to the practice squad. The 22-year-old, they didn't even really. I know who you're talking about. I don't think that they was gonna be on our practice squad. I just think they were just trying out that guy. But at least that's showing you that they're looking for a corner. Like, and he just don't usually just have meetings after a game with the coach about the team. Like, so something's going to happen. What we don't know. They've been tight-lipped. Nothing may happen, but I do think if depending on the outcome of this game, it may make things a little bit sweeter. But I do think a name like T. Higgins won't be done at the deadline. But I'm not saying that's not one big move that will be made in free agency because I don't think he'll spend draft picks on a name like that. But I do think that's a name that we can get in free agency next year. And then also supplement through the draft on defense. And then they've already supplemented this year on the draft with getting an offensive tackle. That's hard. A left tackle in the third round. That's hard. You can see Mikey starting to grow. That's hard. This is supplemented through the draft. You see Ben Stott might not getting the catches, but he's still blocking. That's the small things you got to do. It's the small things that got to be done. You see John Baptiste. He's been making he's been doing his role as almost like a 7th-round pick. Like it's that's pretty much hit almost on all the picks so far. Like next year he got more to work with. It's just year one. But I do think a wide receiver, he's not going to just like sit there and do nothing with all that money. I do think a name like T. Higgins after the season may not be him, but a name like him may be added on the wide receiver room.
So, no, I don't think this team will be buyers at the deadline. I do agree with the biggest points. I believe this team is going to be built heavily through the draft and supplemented through free agency. I also think 2 things will be the biggest benefit for. I know we're still in season. We're 4-2. More likely, we got these games to go. But just think about how enticing the future will be for this team to get to the contender level that we want with the 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, and just to name a couple of teams that have had some consistency when it came to being in the playoffs, competing for Super Bowls. One, outside of Andrew Wiley, who has 1 year left on his contract, that offensive line is going to be here for a while, and they're building continuity every single day. And we have seen night and day differences from that offensive line.
And then also the depth wise, Dieter's been playing good when he's been subbed in as well at guard.
And I think the number one thing is
get us another third round right tackle next year, and have that 1 year with Wiley. If Wiley keeps playing like this, just like they did with Coleman and Lucas, we're gonna be eating. We're gonna be eating real good.
I think the biggest benefit will be the persona of Jayden Daniels attracting people to the nation's capital.
Say that one more time.
The persona of Jayden Daniels is going to attract people to the nation's capital.
1,000%. It already has, honestly.
It's going to be so beautiful. Whew. I'm thinking about it right now. All right. Let me get out my drink. Okay. All right. So that's all we have for that. So we all agree that we're not going to be buyers during this trade deadline. But, never know. Some things could happen. Things could change. Things are very fluid. Let's go ahead and get ready to preview this matchup with the Carolina Panthers. So Washington, after their loss, they're going to be home. This is a very important home game as they'll be retiring Darrell Green jersey. His retirement ceremony will be at halftime. So I expect a packed house. Obviously, a lot of Redskins jerseys will be in the stands, and this team will be coming back home after a 7-point loss. And we'll be playing the Carolina Panthers team that has had some struggles this year. They benched Bryce Young. Andy Dalton has started the past couple of weeks. We've seen some improvement on the offense, but still there are some things that this team has going to have to build on. But this is still the NFL, and quite frankly, I'm not going to take this team lightly. Do you think this is a trap game for the Commanders?
No. You're not in a position to take anyone lightly. Now, as a fan, I think that they're awful. As a fan, you better go in there and beat them by 30. But in terms of the team's outlook, you're not good enough. You haven't accomplished anything. You're an entire new building. You're a new organization. What have you done to look at anyone less than, right? We've seen Andy Dalton have a couple of 300-something yard games, 3 touchdowns. Like, if you walk out here and think that it's sweet, Andy gonna put something up on you, and it will turn into a trap game. But I don't think it's a trap game. I think Carolina is just flat out a bad football team. I think what they've been able to show against Cincinnati, against Cleveland, against all year, right? You've shown that you can put up enough points to where this game shouldn't be close per se. No, I don't think it's a trap game. I think if we would have beat Baltimore, I could see us losing this game. I think that would have put us at the peak. That would put you at 5-1. Then I could see them losing this game. But the way Jayden and them have acted in the press conferences, and Jayden wearing the ski mask today to practice, I'm like, man, them boys is pissed, and rightfully so, man. Rightfully so. Like it could have been a way better performance on Sunday. I feel like we could have won that game if things would have went here, things would have went there on both sides of the football. Nah, man, but I will say, man, they better dog walk this team. Like, all seriousness, like if you want to win the division, these are the types of games where you need to win, and you need to win convincingly. It shouldn't be a dog fight. I got a little hot take real quick. I don't think Brian Robinson Jr. should play this week. The Chicago Bears are a very tough test. Their defensive line is ferocious. They do got corners over there that rank amongst the highest in the league. I let him sit out one more week. Yeah, I would let him sit out one more week. I would let Jeremy McNichols, Caleb, to your point, I would run the hell out of the football. I'd give the ball to Jeremy, let Austin Eckler do his thing. You got plenty of manpower to beat the Carolina Panthers. I wouldn't risk him injury. I would keep him limited all week, allow him to get touches, allow him to get fresh. I wouldn't play him this week. I would get him ready for Chicago. But no, to answer your whole point, DT, I don't think this is a trap.
That's a good point. I think I agree with you with the sentiment about resting B-Rob. And when you look at the next couple games after the Bears,
Yeah, you're gonna need him.
you're going to need them.
New York Giants.
And their
We
defense
got
has gotten better.
Philadelphia Eagles, right? As much as we want to say the Eagles are in, hell with their coaches and everything, it's still the Eagles, right? Like the Eagles are going to play us well. We always play them well, no matter who's on the team.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, right? You still got the Cowboys. You still got tough games coming up. You got Atlanta, who's been a surprising team. You're gonna need B-Rob, man. You're gonna need all hands on deck. I wouldn't play him against the Carolina Panthers when you're 4-2.
I wouldn't play him either. I wouldn't. Their best defensive player, and arguably their best player, Derek Brown, is out for the season, and he had 100 tackles, which is an NFL record for a D tackle last year. He's not playing. Bro, like you should not overlook any team. Carolina is fucking bad. They're allowing 6 scoring plays per game. We average 5.7 scoring plays per game. Now, Carolina got nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. So they're going to pull out all the stops. Run the ball, safe passes, do what you got to do to get out this game. Carolina also is one of the worst offenses in the second half of football games. They're not good. Their offensive success in the second half, it's pretty bad. The EPA per play is like -1. It's not good. Now, we'll say this. They are playing their rookie running back, Jonathan Brooks, is that his name? Yeah, Jonathan Brooks. He's good.
Isn't he like a 7th rounder?
But he's good.
Second rounder.
Yeah,
Second rounder.
Second rounder. He's pretty good. He came from Texas, didn't he? Yeah.
Mhm.
So we struggle with our run defense a little bit, but we knew the run defense was questionable, but they're not doing what the Ravens did, in my opinion. So this is the game where Dan Quinn, I feel like he's got them prepared. I feel like Jaden is locked in. I feel like the whole coaching staff is locked in. They attack
I
each
think
day.
Luke get a touchdown in this game. He
Who?
needs a touchdown. Luke.
Yeah, he does. I'm not pushing my agenda until he gets the ball more. Then I'll start pushing my agenda. It's getting there. He gets open, so it's getting there. People told me he couldn't get open, so
He
hey,
getting open at like an 80% clip.
yeah,
And
he's
like
getting
11 for
open.
11. He's catching it every time the ball's thrown his way.
Yeah, 11 targets, 11 catches. He don't drop nothing. Get out this game, man. Just play the game. Play the game. So
Yep.
that's what they got to do. I don't want to hear no excuses. I'm
You
not.
just gotta play discipline. Like
Yeah.
you gotta play clean football, solid, start fast, start with a lead, stay with the lead.
Yeah, we're the best. It's second half passing and rushing efficiency through weeks 1 through 6. Panthers are the second worst in the league. So if you want to say, oh, we should put up 30-something plus and they shouldn't score nothing in the second half, well, they just need to win. I don't care. Just win the
And
game.
also, they're not coached. They're not coached well at all. They're not coached well at all. I like Canales, but I think it's too much for him. I think he needs time. He needs a quarterback to build with and a team. I don't know. They just gave him the job with Bryce Young still with a bad offensive line. They gave him a weapon. Like they don't even use Xavier Legette that much in the offense. Even with Andy Dalton, like Deontay Johnson is just now starting to get hot the past couple of weeks.
But yeah,
Deontay's solid. I said I
He's
wouldn't
starting to get hot
mind
the
him.
past couple of weeks.
Yeah,
He ain't look like
Deontay's
nothing with
solid.
Bryce though.
Yeah. I could see Bryce playing in this game. Like in the fourth quarter, blowout. I could see Bryce playing.
And for God's sakes, I would like us to play Driscoll if it gets to a point instead of Mariota in the
Absolutely
fourth
not.
quarter.
Absolutely not. If it gets all the way down to Driscoll, we that means we in trouble. Something went wrong if we get
No,
down to
I want them
Driscoll.
to bench Mariota and just play Driscoll instead.
Man, all he gotta do is just pass the ball to the running back, man. That's it.
Yeah, bro. He just got to hand the ball
No,
off.
no,
The stadium will be about empty. He's trying to leave for the last game as soon as he got the game.
but no. We all heard each other's takes, what we heard. So let's go ahead and wrap this
Score
up.
predictions?
Huh?
Score prediction?
Yeah, I was about to say that. You over here. I don't want score prediction. I was about to say that. It's your turn, Kelly. You go ahead and do it. I know you're very comfortable.
Okay.
Yes.
We beat the Panthers 34 17. I'm being nice. I'm being nice.
Being nice is crazy.
I'm being nice. I want to say 40 to
Panthers.
17. I'm going to just say 40 to 17. Forget it. 40 to 17. We beat the Panthers 40 to 17.
I'm not making no score prediction.
If this deep, I'm gonna tell you right now, the Panthers rank. I looked at these stats earlier of like EPA and success rate. If they put up more than 2 touchdowns on this defense, I would bench St. Juice. I would genuinely bench him. Like,
Hold on.
Not for the
so
Mike
serious.
Davis.
Let me even
Mike
see
Davis
the
is not
game.
stepping back
Let
on
me even
that
see the
field.
game.
Like I'm telling you right now,
Mike
but they
Davis
are
is not stepping back
like
on that
DT.
field.
You remember the game? You remember the game last year when we played Miami? Everyone came into that game and said Miami should absolutely dominate you, absolutely crumble you, and they came in there and did such a thing. They were good on both sides of the ball because we were a bad team. If we really think that we can win the NFC East and we think we're that good of a team, you should beat the Carolina Panthers badly. And on a day where you're retiring one of the greatest players of all time's jersey, if you don't if we don't got 35 at halftime, it's a problem. It's a problem. Something went wrong. Something went really, really wrong.
So what's your
But my
final
final score
score?
prediction, I got it 41-12. I got Carolina kicking 4 field goals. 41-12. It's gonna be ugly for Carolina. It's gonna be really ugly.
Send me Horn if that happens. Send me Horn for a third.
JC gonna be getting dunked on all day by Terry, so you might not want JC after this game. Yep, 41-12. Yep, you heard me. Yep, 41-12.
I am not making a score prediction.
Okay, then just say Carolina wins then. So that way.
I'm not going to say that.
Please don't say that. Hey,
I'm not going to say that.
Carolina wins this game.
I'm not going to say that.
That'll be one of the worst losses in franchise history.
I'm not going to say that.
So what are you going to say? You can't be mute on the podcast.
I just said I hope we have a good game. That's all I said.
Caleb's gonna crash out if we lose.
I'm not gonna crash out.
You're gonna crash out.
Fuck. Nah, I'm not gonna crash out.
All right. Well, I got Commanders 38, Panthers 13.
Okay, so you're right along par with what I'm saying. 41-12. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I think Jaden gonna go ballistic. I think.
Yes,
in my opinion,
I think he's.
I low-key don't want him to this week. I low-key want him to go ballistic next week.
I don't know if Cliff's gonna let him go ballistic.
To the moon, but to the stars next week.
I think he's genuinely mad right now. I think he's genuinely mad right now that he lost.
I just want his passing touchdowns to the INT ratio to boost up. I need a 3 touchdown, 4 touchdown game from him.
Yeah, 3 tutties would be nice. His first 300-yard game would also be nice.
But I want him to do that against the Bears, not against the
He-
Panthers.
he-
Do it against a good
he-
defense.
And that's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Like,
But I ain't gonna lie, I think the Bears game is gonna be the Brian Robinson Jr. show. I think B-Rob. See, you got to remember the people who was on the team last year that understood that butt whooping from Chicago at home. This is gonna mean something. Guys like B-Rob and Andrew Wiley and Deron Payne. Damn, 51-9 is egregious. 50, hey, 50, hey, fool. 51-9.
51-9, crazy.
Go ahead and tweet that, Belante.
Hey, JD gonna throw 5 touchdowns. You get to 51.
I need that game. I need the touchdown IAT ratio to go up, dog.
Nah, but if
How
you
much
do
is
that yesterday, we're saying it's just the
but
Panthers.
he's
They got
at
some
what,
kids.
4-2?
No, it's 6-2, but I'm saying like he's averaging like 1.4 touchdowns per game.
Yeah, but I mean, I think he's gonna have similar to like CJ Stroud's numbers, right? CJ threw what, 23 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I think Jaden gonna be at like 19, 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Like I don't look at Jaden like that. But I'll tell you what, Jaden gonna have 29 touchdowns on a year because he gonna run. That's what he does. He gonna have a lot of total touchdowns.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Well, I think that's all we got for y'all tonight. We are very excited to, that's the funny thing about it. That's really a funny thing. This team got me so excited. Like, I'm just ready to see them every Sunday. Last year I was just going through the motions, dog. I was legit going through the motions. I was like,
I ain't even want to watch them play.
And guess what? They want to put us on prime time. We already got a game flex for next week. We look good. We
They
probably
gonna start
gonna
giving us all 4:00 games.
Yep, keep us at the 4
They
o'clock
gonna
games. I don't
start.
want no 8 o'clock.
They gonna want JD at 4:00 every Sunday.
so this is what the Chiefs feel like. This is what Baltimore. This is what the Bills feel like, right? These are these prominent teams that get these 4 o'clock games. Oh my God, this is perfect. But look, man, that's all we got for y'all tonight. It's your boy DT. We got the new kid, Cash, Kayla, and Caleb.
One more thing. Play 22 on defense. So it finished.
Bye, y'all.
That's not gonna happen.
But it's definitely Cowboys time.
I don't care how
It's
many
never
times
the
his
Eagles
pops
time.
tweet, bro. His
It's
pops
never
tweet.
the Giants time. It's always command time.
Stop looking at his dad's Twitter, yeah.
She probably follow him too.
That's nasty word.
Yeah, she do.
Hey, that's all we got for y'all. We'll see y'all
All right,
next
y'all.
week as we recap and get ready for the next Commanders football game. Y'all have a great night.
Piata!
Got me feeling so free.